There's no cell phone signal here, so I cannot look at Google Maps. Good morning and welcome to the new video. Today we are in the Kalmthoutse Heide. It's a nature reservoir in Antwerp. In the last video I got some troubles finding a great composition. You can watch it here. I will link it and also in the descriptions below. Not because there weren't any good compositions, just because I was not feeling it that day. Today I want to talk a little bit about compositions. At the moment I'm shooting my first photo of the day and have a vertical composition lined up here with this beautiful tree. I'll show it. It intrigued me because you have at the bottom you have those dead branches, and then on the top you have the new how do you call it? The leaves, I guess, but it's not a normal leaf tree. It's more like a pine tree, so I guess it's pine.
A few moments later.
It's called pine needles. I already took a few pictures when the sun was still a little bit more down. You got this purple hue in the sky, so that was very cool. But like you can see in this picture, the only subject in this picture is the tree. So we don't have any leading lines, we don't have any awesome clouds. In this composition it's only about the subject. I'm isolating a little bit this pine tree from the environment so that it stands out on its own. I just shot my second photo. I saw this little tree here. In the sky we have this beautiful clouds, and they just had some pink colors in this little border here. We got this tree as our subject, and here down we have this little pathway, or it looks like a little pathway. That is like a little bit of a leading line. The sky is divided because of this big cloud and then that purple or pink band. This is a little bit more than the previous composition. The previous was just the subject isolated. Now we have a little bit of this leading line here. We have the sky that's divided because of the clouds, and then our subject is this little beautiful tree. And then in the background you have those other trees and other dead trees that's lying around. But we have to move on because the sun is rising and it's a beautiful orange ball, so I want to shoot that, but I don't know how yet, so let's go! I just took a bunch of photos from the orange rising sun. I'm gonna show you my favorite photo of this, because I took a horizontal, a vertical, and then the last one was also a vertical one. The sun is our background, and then we have this tree that the sun is just touching a little bit, acting as our subject for that photo. And then the foreground on the left hand side and on the right side we have those trees. Those are creating some depth of field in the photo, and also they are acting a little bit as a natural frame of the composition. And there's also a little bit of haze in the photo that creates the atmosphere in this picture. And then in this vertical photo we have also again the sun as our background in the photo, and also the trees in the background. Maybe I have a little bit too much sky because there's a little bit of dead space in that picture. But then in the foreground in the middle you have that little tree that's actually like our main subject, and just before that tree you have this beautiful pathway. Our eye is drawn to that tree because of the pathway. And also in the foreground we have on the left side some branches coming in the frame, and that tree on the right side, that's also again acting like natural frame to lead our eye to that little tree and also to the sun, because the sun is the brightest part, so our eye will automatically go to the sun first, and then we're gonna see that little tree and the pathway. Then I took a third photo without the branches at the left hand side and the right hand side. So we only have this little pathway, and our foreground is the grass. And the pathway is again leading our right to the tree. Our background is the wall of trees with the sun. And in this vertical photo I have less that space because the sun is in the left corner of the frame. The sun is starting to shine some beautiful light in the landscape, so you can see it on my face. So we're gonna walk around again and search for some compositions with some beautiful light in it. We've got a new composition, 4 trees and 1 dead one. The pine trees are and the sun is shining some beautiful light on the pine trees. My eye was drawn to those trees. It's the only subject for this picture. We have this this little border of beautiful greenery, some nature in the foreground. Then we have our trees that are lit by the sun. And in the background we have this haze and a wall of trees behind our subject trees. And those trees with the haze is creating our background, and it has some blue color in it, and it really separates the pine trees with the sun on it from the background. So I like it. It's much better than previous video. I'm back in the game. Woo! I just tried shooting some details here in the sand. I got inspired by Thomas Heaton. You probably watched him if you watch a lot of landscape photography videos. I will put a link in the description to his channel. He's a very great landscape photographer, and he's super great with shooting details in the landscape. He inspired me to try this. Took a few photos here in the sand. I don't know if it's gonna be something cool or not. It's being intimate with the nature, I guess. A little bit closer, shooting something you would normally not shoot. There's one I like very much, this one. Don't know if I should do it like vertical or hold it like horizontal. But you have those shadows in the sand, and then the sand is lit by the sun. It's so cool. So let me know what you think of this photo. So we're gonna walk around a little bit more and search for other compositions, because the sun is already pretty high on the horizon, in the sky, pretty high in the sky, and the light is starting to get hard, so almost time to go home. Very important to stay hydrated. So, our subject, beautiful tree, beautiful light, but just the same like our first photo that we took. It's only the tree. We have a little bit of grass in the foreground. In the back we have those other trees and also some little bit of the landscape that the light is shining some beautiful light on it. Very simple. I took 2 photos to see the difference. I took a photo at f2.8 at 100 ISO and 800 of a second shutter speed, and the second one is at f8 ISO 100 and 125 of a second, just to see the difference between shooting landscape with wide open aperture or a closed aperture, to see if there's a little bit of difference in the depth of field in the landscape, because I'm not standing very close to the subject. I'm shooting with 50 millimeters. If you like the video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, that would be highly appreciated. It will help my channel grow if you put a like on the video. Share it with the family, share it with your cats and dogs. We're gonna search for one last composition and then we're gonna go back home and have some family time. I've just shot this little tree here, handheld, f8 to 200 ISO, 125 of a second. It just was screaming at me like, take a photo of me, because it's lit so nicely by the sun and against the darker trees, so it stood out very much. So very quick stop to take this little photo. Move on to hopefully the last and amazing photo. I don't know, because of the sun, it's hard. I don't know if it's shorter to walk this pathway or just turn around and walk back to my car. There's no cell phone signal here, so I cannot look at Google Maps to see the difference. So what should I do? Go back or walk and maybe never find my car again? I don't know. I got signal on my phone for a brief moment. I'm walking back the same path we walked to take the photos. It's just a half an hour walk from to the car. It didn't give me another option, so I guess this is the shortest one. I hope I can find that last cool photo that I want to take. I've just took my last photo for today, and I'm gonna dedicate it to my wife, because I'm always telling her that I'm going to shoot at sunrise or sunset, and a lot of times she's like, yeah, but in daytime you can also shoot beautiful photos, and we are way past sunrise, so technically we are at daytime right now. So I shot this beautiful tree here. In the foreground we have those little dunes that are lit by the sun, and it's casting some awesome shadows in those little dunes. We have some grass here that's acting for our foreground and also those little dunes, but it's a little bit less because the subject is really focused on the trees. And then in the back you have those here, there, those trees again, that is acting for our background in the photos. We have no clouds in the sky, so it's just a beautiful plain sky. I'm happy with the last daytime photo, so let's pack and go home. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye. That's how you take photos. Just making a thumbnail. Poop. I'm like a parrot.